Hi, my name is A. Scott Roberts, and I'm going to share with you some unusual techniques that have been scientifically proven to decrease addiction problems, eliminate cravings, and rewire your brain out of destructive habit loops. So make sure you watch this entire video because I really don't know how long it will be up. If you or anyone you love has any problems with drugs, alcohol, smoking, pornography, or even snack foods and sweets, you are in the right place. It really doesn't matter what the addiction is, because what I am about to show you applies to all addiction problems. And I promise you that there isn't a more effective or complete set of information anywhere else that is backed up by this much scientific data and research. So make sure you watch this entire video, which may not be up for long, and I will give you a solution that has been scientifically proven to decrease bad habits and improve addiction problems. Okay, so before we get started, there are 3 crucial things you need to know. First, you need to know that addiction is misunderstood and mistreated. Research shows that the most common recovery programs have less than a 25% success rate. Some even show a 0% success rate. This problem has been recognized on a national level. Secondly, you need to know that the most successful methods that are backed up by tons of research are actually the least known. No one even teaches this or even knows what they are, and they are methods that anyone can do. Thirdly, you need to know that it is possible to rewire your brain out of destructive habit loops or addictions. Okay, so if you're like me, you probably know what it feels like to get those intrusive cravings. You may be just getting off work and you feel that you need to have that drink or that you need to have that smoke. It doesn't matter what the addiction is. These intrusive cravings may come into your mind and make you feel that you need to do something about them right away. But these cravings are really false messages that have been strengthened over and over again. Now, before I get any further, you need to realize that these thoughts aren't you, and those cravings aren't you. So right now, stop thinking that you are weak-willed or morally wrong. It simply isn't true. Now, take it from me. When I realized that these cravings weren't me, well, that was the best day of my life. You see, most people, when they feel these intense cravings like they need to take a drink or a smoke, they either give in or try to suppress it. Research shows that suppressing or fighting cravings actually makes matters worse. And this is what 90% of people do. Okay, so let's get right into what you need to know. You've probably heard some crazy things, such as people with addictions are weak-willed, or that they have terrible genetics, or that once you have an addiction, you'll never be able to get rid of it. You may have also heard that everyone relapses, and if you do, you have to start all over again at day 1. And you may have also been told that all you need to do is complete some steps and then graduate from a program so that you can be cured. Scientific evidence goes against all of these things, and this type of thinking is what holds you back from actually breaking free from addictions forever. You see, with most of these common rehab programs, you have to complete some steps or count the days of sobriety, and then you graduate. Once you graduate, they tell you that you're cured. You no longer have to worry about your addictions. You can now move on with your life, they say. The truth is that these rehabs also have the highest recidivism rates. Relapse after relapse and failure after repeated failure is built into the system. And these terrible success rates are being recognized on a national level. The data speaks for itself. Relapse can be a part of recovery, not an end to it. Now I'll get to the solution I promised you. This method I speak has been scientifically proven to decrease problem behavior, decrease intrusive thoughts and cravings, and rewire your brain out of destructive habit loops. Scientists refer to the brain as a team of rivals because the brain is a multiple structured system in which different structures fight against each other for dominance. And in order for the brain to properly operate, it must be at balance. To put this into perspective, there are essentially 2 parts of the brain, the prefrontal cortex and the limbic system. The prefrontal cortex is a higher functioning part of the brain which is rational and logical, and it understands consequences. But the limbic system is a primitive brain. It has no ability to delay gratification. It is pleasure-oriented and selfish. It is concerned with seeking pleasure and avoiding pain. This limbic system is also called the reward system because it is responsible for making us feel better by releasing feel-good chemicals in the brain. Drugs, alcohol, sex, pornography, and even eating activate this reward system in the brain. And from an evolutionary standpoint, this reward system goes back 600 million years before rational thought. This reward system was found in anthropoids, invertebrate phyla, and mollusks. The limbic system is also very necessary for survival. Our ancient ancestors were able to survive because they were rewarded through their behaviors such as eating and sex. But today, our brains aren't designed to deal with these ready-to-access rewards. Drugs, pornography, and other addictions overstimulate this reward system. Addictions, whatever they may be, are hardwired as a survival process. It has become a part of life just as eating or sleeping. But there is another scientifically proven technique that is shown to reverse this wiring of the brain. And included in the Truth of Addiction program, there is a video that explains step by step how to do it. You see, the brain is extremely malleable. It can be changed, formed, remapped, and rewired. Scientists call the brain's ability to change as neuroplasticity. Neurons, which are cells in the brain, are not entirely connected. When we have repetitive thoughts or behaviors, neural pathways or networks are created. These pathways are created by neurons firing or sending a signal to each other. These neurons that fire together, they wire together. But it's also true that when neurons stop firing together, the connections between them become weak and a whole new set of thought patterns and behaviors can be created. Through neural firing, behaviors are either strengthened or weakened. You see, most people take medications or pills to feel better. But medications or pills only temporarily change the brain's chemistry. And this is always a temporary chemical change. It only lasts as long as it is synthesized to last. It is never permanent. You'll always have to take another pill or another drink or another smoke to make you feel better. But when we change our neural pathways, our brain chemistry changes along with it, and this change can be permanent. There are over 100 supporting references found in this guide. Some references from published medical journals, controlled trials, and surveys. You'll also get your own videos showing you the most effective methods to decrease intrusive thoughts and cravings to help you manage your addictions long term. You'll also get a printable guide, Nutrients for Improved Recovery. Now listen to this. According to a study, addicts that were given certain nutrients showed a 92% success rate. That's huge compared to the basic 12-step programs out there. But not only that, people that used certain nutrients in their diet were able to recover more quickly, had fewer withdrawal symptoms, and were able to manage their addictions long term. The reason that using certain nutrients was so successful is because it can restore the biochemical imbalances in the body that are caused by addiction, no matter what the addiction is, because all addiction problems are largely the same. They are all chemically based in the brain. Now, in one study, rats were given the option of choosing a bowl of water or a bowl of alcohol. When the rats had certain nutrients in their diet, they didn't touch the alcohol. But when they lacked these essential nutrients, the animals chose alcohol over the water. And then as soon as the nutrients were restored to the animals, well, they avoided the alcohol completely. Researchers were able to shift the consumption of alcohol over the water by the deliberate increase or decrease of certain nutrients in their diet. And yes, research shows that humans act the same way. Addictions, no matter what kind, cause depleted and malfunctioning neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters, by the way, are chemicals in the brain. You see, addiction throws off normal neurotransmitter activity. This is why we have strong cravings for things that aren't necessarily good for us. We crave junk food or a boost of dopamine through alcohol, cigarettes, or pornography. But this biochemical imbalance can be restored through certain nutrients because the body synthesizes neurotransmitters from nutrients. Now, doesn't that finally make sense? Now, in the printable Nutrition for Improved Recovery guide and video, I will show you certain foods and nutrients that restore these depleted and malfunctioning neurotransmitters. By using these key nutrients, you will probably feel a huge improvement in your mood. Now, I am the author and creator of this program that is extensively backed up by scientific data and research, and I am not just some random guy who doesn't know what addiction is like. I want to tell you that I struggled with addictions myself. In fact, I went to my first rehab when I was 17 years old. I've attended AA, and I've also had part of my mouth removed because of the damage that was caused from years of chewing tobacco. And I can honestly tell you that I have managed my addictions to the point where I no longer desire them. And thousands of others have done the same. I literally went from an addict to an academic, and it was by using evidence-based and data-driven methods. This program has hundreds of supporting references. I mean, you can take a look at all the scientific research. People's lives have changed from using this program. Now, what's really great is that you don't have to wait to receive the Truth of Addiction system. In fact, you can have this complete program in seconds because nothing is shipped to you. It is instantly downloadable. You can even put the audio training techniques on your iPod and listen to them whenever you want. For a limited time, you get the ebook, the training materials, the cognitive therapy training audio set, the mindfulness audio training, the nutrition for improved recovery ebook and videos, and a lifetime of updates and upgrades. Now, the whole Truth of Addiction package has a total retail value of $379. But hold on, you're not going to pay $379. Actually, you're not even going to pay half of that. You're not even going to pay $189. You're going to pay less than $94. I've personally sold just one of these materials for $129. Now, this is a limited time offer, and only through this video that you have taken the time to watch, you will get the entire Truth of Addiction system, as well as the ironclad 60-day, no questions asked guarantee for only $49.95. I mean, you get all of this for $49.95. If you think about that in terms of changing your mind and breaking free from addiction within 60 days, that's about $1 a day. That's probably less than the gas you use to go to work, or even less than a soda. Now, when you get your personal copy of the Truth of Addiction program, you will want to just dive right in. Chapter 1 really lays out the basics of this program, but on the videos that are included, I will show you step by step how to retrain your mind and to relabel your thoughts. By relabeling your cravings and your thought processes, you can start seeing progress right away. You may even start to see an immediate impact on your mood and notice that you have greater cognitive control. Now, you'll also want to listen to the cognitive therapy audio and the mindfulness training audio tracks. Imagine what it would be like to live in a less worried way without addictions bogging you down. Imagine having greater control of your life. Now, all you have to do is click. Just click the order button for this zero-risk offer you can't lose, and you'll receive every trick and all the evidence-based material to break free from addictions and live a better life. Just click the button now, and let's begin.